Gas stations and why Biden kept showing up. My grandma told me that the porch area of the Michigan home she owns was hauled over from an actual gas station and built upon. At the time, it felt like a random detail, but when I look back, gas station references kept showing up in different ways in different parts of my life, long before any of this made sense. My mom's brother Mike used to say he has seen Ruben, also known as Junior, my dad, years ago. And one of the times he mentioned seeing him was at a gas station. In high school, my brother sent me a video of a race car at a gas station, and later another video showing the price of gas with the caption, "Thanks, Joe Biden." My mom told me my dad liked race cars, so maybe that was supposed to be a connection. My brother made other references to Joe Biden too. Sometimes he sent pictures of Biden on holidays. When he posted prices at gas stations, he would write, "Thanks, Joe Biden," or simply, "Thanks, Joe." And then there was Luke McCormick. We followed each other on Snapchat, but I never actually met him in person. He also posted a picture of a gas station mimicking my brother and race cars around that same time. On February 6th, 2022, he posted on Snapchat a video where his car window was halfway down and he pointed a toy gun at a car and acted like he was shooting at it. I perceived this as mimicking the drive-by that my grandma and I experienced outside of our house last year on June 17th, 2025. Around my junior and senior year of high school, I remember hearing loud race cars near our house, unusually close, unusually frequent. And now, knowing that the Michigan property used to be a gas station, all these scattered pieces start lining up into a theme that was always there. Gas stations, cars, noise, signals, reference. Repeating again and again. The gas stations were in reference to the Michigan home, set like puzzle pieces. When Mike said, "I saw him at a gas station," he was referencing that Ruben, aka Junior, had access to the home and would be making an appearance, but also that he had been in the home. The home has faced repeated vandalism and theft over the years, always with keys, never forced entry. On January 12th, 2026, my mom and I drove up to Michigan to grab something from the home. When we returned to Chicago, I was unloading the car when I noticed an African-American male lingering in a white car in the alley. He asked me, "How is my friend Raymond doing?" After this interaction, I went inside. My grandma later went out to her truck, and when she came back in, she said, "I believe I just saw Ruben, also known as Junior, drive by in a truck." She then warned me, "Christina, you need to be careful." These incidents happened between 4:10 to 4:20 p.m. At 5:49 p.m., I received a prank text that simply said, "Hey, the phone number is 904-235-5215. I interpret this as confirming that Ruben, aka Junior, drove past our home to instill fear. Every event is planned out to foreshadow their plan. This incident connects Raymond and Ruben, aka Junior. They knew we were up in Michigan and knew when we returned home through tracking and stalking. We also believe that they, along with Mike, had plans to enter the Michigan home on January 3rd, 2026 and January 6th, 2026, when we were there. We also believe they had plans to enter the Chicago home on January 11th, 2026. Divine intervention stopped this. Then there's the judicial timeline, the part that shows how the system moved around me. Judge Thomas Durkin was the original judge assigned to my federal case. He has served on the federal bench since December 19th, 2012, when he received his commission after Senate confirmation. Later, the case shifted to Judge Sunil R. Harjani through the court's internal assignment process. Judge Sunil R. Harjani's timeline is where the dates start to overlap with my family's dates in ways that are hard not to notice. He originally became a U.S. magistrate judge on January 10th, 2019, sworn in by Chief Judge Ruben Castillo, and Ruben is also my dad's name, in a private ceremony. That date sits at the very beginning of his federal judicial career. Accelerated timeline in 2024. February 1st, 2024, Judge Sunil R. Harjani was nominated by President Joseph R. Biden, also my grandparents' wedding anniversary. March 12th, 2024. Judge Sunil R. Harjani was confirmed by the Senate. In my own timeline, I believe my dad began the behavior I've been documenting on or around March 8th, 2007. April 2nd, 2024. Judge Sunil R. Harjani took his oath of office as a United States District Judge, my mom's half-sister's birthday. Harassment detail. In our complaint, we documented harassment with the word son, used in place of son. This stood out because son appears in the name Judge Sunil R. Harjani, adding another layer to the references we were tracking. Case actions. Judge Sunil R. Harjani sealed our complaint from the public. Judge Sunil R. Harjani dismissed our case and gave us 30 days to amend. He also dismissed our motions. The sealing of our case contradicts the dismissal of our case. These are all publicly documented judicial dates. The family dates are simply part of my own timeline. When you place them side by side, the overlaps are striking. They don't prove anything by themselves, but they create a pattern of timing that feels unusual when you are living through it. When you step back, the picture becomes clearer. These weren't isolated moments. They were repeating themes, repeating signals, and repeating behaviors that didn't make sense individually, but make a lot more sense when you look at the bigger pattern.